What up, NBA people? Indiana
Hola.
Pacers. You got a new player. You got Zach's boy, Pascal Siakam.
Oh, thanks. Oh, thanks a lot. It's funny. I didn't think he was gonna go for that much, to be honest with you. Um, but I don't hate the trade. It's a it's a good player for the Pacers. That's what they needed was a second half court player who can get their own bucket. Ugly as his shit is, he can still shoot the shot. So
It's
I
a
don't hate
great.
it. I still think do what?
That's a great trade for the Pacers. They didn't give that
I
much
just still
up.
think you're like a month away from seeing its potential.
Mm. Would you argue they got more for Anunoby? But I think they got a better return for Anunoby.
And we think I was about to say yes, and then I was like, we only say that because we know the player. Like we don't know what those picks are going to come to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably gonna be in the 20s at least this year's, but the future one you never know. They didn't get
Yeah.
Darius Walker, which I'm sure they wanted,
Mm-hmm.
or Matt
No, it's a
Thornton.
good. I tell you this that trade probably makes sure that you could get to the second round, depending on where you fall.
Mm. I the Pacers were a fun team, a fun storyline with an explosive offense. This gives them some perimeter defense, which was much needed. They're already playing better defensively before the trade, and then you add a guy who has top 5 ceiling, like Pascal, could be
I
MVP.
thought you were about to say Halliburton because I know you. Were gonna say it.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, you add a guy like Siakam, who's a very versatile defender. Questions on offense, but he doesn't have to be the guy. He was forced to be the guy in Toronto this year and last year, and he's not. That's not who he is, no matter what he tells himself. But he can be more of a complementary piece, like he was when they had Kawhi, playing off Halliburton and stopping the other team's best forward. I really like this trade for the Pacers, and I think honestly, with the Cavs having all these injuries, I know they just beat the shit out of the Bucks and have been playing better. I kind of think this moves the Pacers past potentially. We got to see how it fits, but I think it could move them past the Cavs and the Knicks. I don't think it quite puts them into the Celtics, Bucks, Sixers echelon, but
Man,
top 4.
I think if they can avoid Boston in the first round, then they can beat anybody. And I mean, it's going to be hard for them to beat like Milwaukee, but I mean, it's like you said, like it puts Pascal in his natural position, which is probably a 3. You're the second bucket getter, and to be quite honest with you, aside from the speed in which they're going to play, I don't think it's going to be that hard for him to play on that team because you can essentially just play off of Halliburton like you did Van Vliet.
Yeah, I think this is destined for a 4 or 5 Cavs Pacer series, where the Knicks are the 6th seed. That's what I would predict. And then yeah, you would avoid. It'd be like Knicks, Sixers, whatever. That doesn't matter. But
I put it to you like this: I'm not convinced they could beat Boston or Milwaukee. I could see them beating Philly in a 7-game series though.
they're versatile enough. They can run. They can shoot. You didn't really lose a lot of your guys. Yeah, losing Brown's going to hurt a little bit, but I mean, War wasn't playing. That's the second time he's been traded now. So, like, I really think they didn't give up that much that will affect their core.
Mm-mm.
And then another positive is he seems like he wants to re-sign now. So I mean, you get him before free agency.
Yeah.
I mean,
That fool's gonna sign with the first team that offers him some more money. He's like, I got these dudes fooled right now. Somebody offer me some money.
Well, Indiana doesn't attract free agents. They just don't. So, if
Yeah, that's
this
true.
was their key to resign him, and if they have a wink-wink deal, which I think happens a lot in the NBA, unless he hates it, like if he hates Carlisle rubs some players the wrong way. It happened with Rondo.
Yeah, it's true.
So if he doesn't like Carlisle, I could see him saying, "Screw it, I'm going to Atlanta or Philly," because Philly has all the cap space next year. But I like the trade for the Pacers. You didn't give up all
I
that
do
much,
too.
and you got a game-changing guy who doesn't have to be your best player or even second best player.
I think he has to be their second best player for them to win. Like for them to be successful, you have to be the second best player on that team, in my opinion. I do. I think you have to be better because Pascal's not capable of playing off of the ball or like Miles is. You know, Miles can be effective and not score. He's still going to rebound, protect the rim, stretch the floor. Even if he's shooting threes, make or miss, you got to shoot him. So and you trust him to do that. So Pascal can't do that. I really feel like Pascal's that dude. Like when we're not playing defense good enough to get easy buckets on the run or whatever, and somebody has to go play 1-on-1 in the half court, Pascal has to be that guy.
Yeah, I think it's an A for the Pacers, like a B minus for Toronto. I think Toronto, it was tough because I think they could have got a better return, but you got better than what you got for Van Vliet, which was nothing. You just let him go for nothing. So they couldn't let that happen again. So now you get 3 picks, which you could also flip maybe if you wanted to, and they're finally rebuilding. It's about
I believe that's what they're going to do. Because in today's NBA, those picks mean more than the player. If I can get somebody to pair with Scotty Barnes up there with these picks I just got for Siakam or whatever, or a pick or two, and then like quickly, I mean, who knows what you can draw in there with that kind of package, you know?
They might be a fun team. Like they've been pretty boring and tough to watch the last 3 since they won the title, basically. They might be kind of fun to watch this year, or maybe not this year, but next year once they start putting pieces around Scotty and rebuilding around them. And RJ Barrett.
They're gonna blow that up. Yeah, you got 2 players to build around, but I think they're gonna blow that team up this offseason.
Even more.
Oh yeah, even more. I mean, you have to because you have RJ Barrett and Scotty Barnes, who, if you decide to build around them, they're ready to play now.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do. Like, I'm not gonna wait and bring in a kid that I might get in the 7th spot and wait to develop him. It's just like, no, let's do this shit now.
But I like it. It was a fun trade, and I don't know if it kicks off the trade season. I don't know if there's going to be a ton of trades.
I think there's going to be a lot.
Yeah? Who's the next?
Well, because because doesn't it seem like there's teams that have, like, obvious weaknesses? Like
Golden State.
Like, well, they have a lot of weaknesses. Yeah.
Rockets.
Center.
Sacramento.
Well, I just believe there's going to, because there's teams who have obvious weaknesses and there's fire sale teams. Chicago, Atlanta, Charlotte, Brooklyn.
Lakers.
That's what I'm saying. Like, all 4 of these teams are like, hey, everybody on these teams are available. There might be some moves to be made.
Yeah, the Bucks need a perimeter stopper / backup point guard. I'm tired of campaign looking lost on defense. And
well, if this trade deadline sets off early, then do we thank Pascal? Damn, I never wanted to thank him for anything.
Thanks, Siakam.
You know what the benefit? Thank you, Indiana, because now I never have to hear no dumbass rumor about Pascal Siakam coming to my Rockets. Never want to hear that conversation again.
Congratulations, Pacers. You got a superstar
in Halliburton.
you got what Zach would say. You got what Zach would say, a top 10 player
in Halliburton. And Buddy Hield, but
they didn't even have to trade him. That's good. Well, Pacers. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Good luck. Yeah, I got better. I would say that you got better.
You got better.
I'm pretty sure there'll be some fans in the comments saying that they're number 1 or something in there that we're tripping.
Ooh.
But
I just realized how long was I sweet, like I was so high on Halliburton, right, and so low on Pascal, and then you're gonna put my least favorite player with my favorite player that's not on my team. He's gonna ruin Halliburton, bro. Terrible trade, Indiana.
You get a root for him though, because if you want Halliburton to do good, you got to root for Siakam to do good.
I know.
Yeah,
That's the NBA gods doing their thing for Zach.
Here we go.
You're like, you didn't want him on your team,
yeah.
So I'll put him with your other favorite player.
I don't want to think about it no more. We gotta go, y'all.
Well, if you made it to this point, like, subscribe, NBA fans. We got you covered. You check out all the other NBA content in the playlist above. Drop your comments. What grade you can give this trade. Pacer fans, does this put you over the other big 3 in the East? Siakam fans. Yeah, let us know.
They
Other
don't
than that,
exist.
we are out of here. Much love, NBA fans. Peace.
How much I'm working for this? I swear my dreams are too important.